Okay, now they are falling. I never thought I'd live to see some... Me neither, man. I mean, this is some heavy stuff.
Peggy 18.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Banner Saga 2. In this episode, we will enter the training camp where we can run different scenarios with our party compositions in order to potentially see how well do we do, or to even potentially level up our heroes. So, we are gonna talk to Event, and after that, we're gonna go into that camp. You watch for a moment as even Juno's apprentice and the mender found nearby dead at Ridgehorn moves his staff in a complex pattern, repairing some armor. Even, not a bad festival trick, right? Rook, I've seen worse. Even, and I've seen better, like yours back in Borgsgard with stopping Bellower. For all the good it did. We saved quite a few, didn't we? Actually, I don't want to talk about that. Let's go with this option. Indeed, and everyone knows how much it costs you. No one expects you to get over it anytime soon, says Avent. Are you about to tell me it was for a greater good? But they expect me to lead like Alette didn't die. Let's go with this one. It might sound cold, but the two things, grief and duty, can't be separated. Rook, you sound like you have experience. Avent, more like plenty of mistakes to look back on. Part of becoming a mender. Can you talk more about becoming a mender? Any advice on separating the two? Focus on what you have to do at all times. When you're not focused on guiding the caravan to safety, focus on forgiving yourself. He notices your silence. Rook, without you, these people won't make it. They must survive. Rook, but what's important about these people? Avent, none of us knows what's coming. These people are the only ones we know we can save right now. It's that simple. Avent picks up the repaired armor, hitting it with his staff to test it. Avent, I'm glad we could talk, but I need to check on the fighters who was wearing this. On the fighter who was wearing this. And let us go into the training camp. Well, come on in, let's have a look at you, Sven the trainer says. After a quick assessment, he says, yup, looks like you could stand to learn a few things. I've got 5 challenges for you, and if you can finish them all before we get to Arborag, well, I'll let everyone know you've impressed me. Ha! Swan laughter is full of phlegm. Let's start with a few of the basics. You think about what he's saying. You feel up the challenge? Let's go for the challenge. And we begin, Swan barks. Now, Swan was not a part of Banner Saga Part 1. You just entered the damn training camp. Okay, so it looks like we have Hakon. We have 2 melee combatants and 1 archer. So form a shield wall. Kill an enemy using puncture. Use heavy impact to damage 3 enemies at once. Okay, coolio. Unfortunately, it looks like we are incapable of putting the units together right now. Or wait, is it? No, we are actually going against the 5 spearmen. So we form a shield wall when we press 2 units against each other. Puncture is the special talent, and heavy impact is something which Hakon should be able to utilize. So click on an objective marker to see detailed instructions. When Hakon or any Varl warrior attacks a target, all enemies adjacent to the target also take damage. Puncture. If your archer is stationary and the enemy's armor is damaged, kill him. Okay. Position your raider adjacent to an ally. So if we move over here, this forms shield wall. We move over here, another shield wall. If we are using shield wall, this actually makes sure that we are capable of dealing a bit more or taking a bit more damage. I'm not gonna use the heavy impact right now because we don't have that many units close enough to one another for it to have better effect. So we're gonna take a bit damage here in order to try and mark off as many of these possibilities or any of these requirements as possible. So if he manages to survive long enough, this should give us the room to move here. And Sundering Impact will deal a lot of damage here. We're gonna also make sure that our archer can potentially kill any of the remaining units using the puncture ability somehow. But for that, we're gonna have to take down some of their stats low enough for it to happen. So let's see if we can manage to get their stats low enough to do just that. I really don't like the fact that you are so close to my archer. So let's get rid of you. And, man. This should kill. And that should be the puncture requirement fulfilled. We have succeeded. So we did do shield wall, puncture, and heavy impact. We obtained renown for this. Ooh, 12 points. We might be able to level up a hero, which is really great. If we take a look at our heroes, actually, we should know who is injured. Now, if I recall correctly from the previous episode, Krumer has taken quite a lot of damage. So that's definitely bad. So he will be injured for 3 additional days, which means in that time, we should try to level up somebody else to higher level. Now we have the possibility to try and level up Mr. T, Morg, Adif, Event, or Nid. Question is, since we have 36 points of renown, how much will it cost me? 7 points. We are gonna do that because archers are a great thing to have. Wow, we actually have some more details this time. This definitely was not present in the previous title, so I'm really impressed. Bird of Prey, rank 1, +2 range, 100 chance to hit. Puncture. By standing still, the archer is able to line up a shot that takes the advantage of an enemy's missing armor, doing bonus damage. Okay. She has a trinket equipped. Let's see who else should we try to theoretically try and level up. How much would Mork's leveling up cost me? Okay, let's go to level 5. It's definitely cheaper here than it was in the original title. That's for sure. We're gonna confirm this way he can break down 4 pieces of armor with 1 assault. Plus, if you consider him using his will points, he can deal even more damage. He has the possibility to use 4 at once, so that can be equal to 8 points of armor reduced with 1 assault, which is why I really like Mork. Ivor and the others are also great addition. I think I'm gonna hold on to the 20 points of renown for now. I'm not really sure. Should we try to do one more training session? Well, come on in and let's have a look at you, Swan the trainer says. Just wanting to swing at each other, Swan asks, or are you here to actually learn something that could save your life in the battlefield? What can you show me? What can you show me? Let's try to teach or learn something. Plenty, Swan says. Walking into the large tent, try to keep up. Knowing how not to hurt yourself. Children can do that, Swan says. Show me you can actively mark prey. You think about what he's saying. You feel up to the challenge? Yeah, let's try it. Then we begin, Swan barks. Why does he need to bark? Okay, so if I recall correctly, this might be an ability of Rook. I unfortunately am incapable of moving too many of our units around. Oh man, holy fudge, look at the numbers on the enemy side. Oh, actually I can move around the party. Okay, cool. So let's do this. Let's try to put the 2 archers behind the Varl. We're gonna form a shield wall. Over here, and we are gonna keep Rook behind them, and hopefully he is gonna be able, or you know what would be even better? If we can actually have Rook behind our Varl, that way he might be close enough in range to mark the enemy Varl. So let's give this a shot. We're gonna build up some will points here. Thanks to the shield wall, I'm really hoping we're gonna be capable of taking on a bit more damage. Okay, that was really rude. Yeah, this is gonna be scary if they get close enough, especially. 2 points of armor left. Who's next? Okay, so the Varl will go after our Varl. So let's move forward and bring the pain. We'll dish out some serious punishment. Let's try attacking the Varl. We do 8 points of damage, that's gonna almost kill him. I could have gone with 9, but the problem there is that if I would have done so, what that would theoretically do is just waste the next turn. Let's mark the Varl. Okay, we're gonna have to probably mark one of the enemy Varls earlier so that 4 allies can strike the enemy. That might be a bit tricky here. But sometimes I'm capable of surprising myself, so who knows? Just gonna have to be careful in how I go around doing this. The Varl can be exceptionally scary. Oh man. If I would walk up here, he is able to move in and attack him afterwards. But we should be then able to, like, scare away the archer. If I go over here, I should be capable of damaging the armed guy over here. Interesting strategy for the archer to move like this. Okay, that's a lot of armor that has been deducted. Yeah, the archer will need to move or that's not gonna end well. Really need to be careful in who I try to mark. Use Mark Prey to have 4 allies strike an enemy. Let's try here and let's try to use more will points. This way even more people might try to attack, but unfortunately did not do what I was hoping for it to do. Take down 7 points of power. It's a horrible mess. I'm not even sure who's on whose side. This is one of the negative things about the game. If you will eventually run into a scenario like this, it's almost impossible to tell who is on your side and who is not. So it might get a bit tricky from time to time. Gonna remove almost the entire armor. The Rook is gonna have to try marking someone, something, somewhat, somehow. Gonna try to go what after our archers. That's fancy. I just don't see anyone who I might be capable of marking so that 4 allies can attack the enemy. If I would mark this dude, I think once again, like 1 or 2 would attack him, and that is not close enough to the number that I'm looking for. Yeah. We're gonna probably try to surround somehow one of the enemy Varl and see what the hell will happen, or we're gonna have to redo the scenario. I'm still trying to learn some of these mechanics. The Rook has taken some damage here. Enemy archer has fallen. Some heavy damage on both ends. If I would theoretically be capable of moving Rook over here, then that is 1 attacker, 2 attackers. God damn it, not enough. If we would give you more willpower. God damn it. We have officially lost our Varl. So I'm not really sure if I will survive this encounter. You can try to win, but I have definitely failed to do this. Position your allies around the target so that 4 or more of them can strike when Rook uses Mark Prey. Remember that archers can attack from range and that lancers can use their spears from 2 tiles away from their target. Okay, beautiful. It ain't gonna do too much to me, but okay, whatever. There's another enemy down. I think I might win this encounter, but I'm definitely failing this challenge. Enemy has 2 archers left. Fortunately, we don't have enough people in our party to fulfill the tasks which are required of us. This is gonna be most likely a failure. Almost the entire armor, and now she's dead. I'm gonna try to surround one of the Varl. This is a failure. I'm gonna try one more time. And I might know a way to do this. I'm not gonna read the same stuff again, it's gonna be pointless. Let's try this. If you ever read about ancient strategies of how Romans used to position their legions on the battlefield, they actually, when they first went against Carthage and were facing the war elephants, they created this thing called the killer box. So basically, a legion was stationed on the side, and the war elephant has been drawn like in the middle, and because the long spears have been positioned forward, the elephants decided to charge into the free space, and then from all the sides they were stabbed till they died or scared away to return and charge against the enemy. Now the problem in this setting is that I see only one enemy Varl, and this is the unit most likely to which we might be capable of doing this to. So we're gonna try to stick our party close together and see how this turns out. So let them come close. And 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we would still require one more person to get here. Theoretically, we can do this and the turn. And if I just move Rook over there and do Mark the Prey, what might happen here is that we're gonna see the attack dealt by enough party members. So 1, 2, 3, god damn it. Really hope this is gonna work. Okay, it did. The archer was close enough for the effect to take place, and I was successful. So not exactly the killer box I had in mind, but really nice. I just realized that through the entire playthrough of Banner Saga once, the Banner Saga 1, or the original Banner Saga, I did not use Mark the Prey even once. That's what I'm trying to say here, okay? I am sorry that I'm butchering the people on the battlefield and also the English language. And let's try one more just for the hell of it. Well, come on in and let's have a look at you. What can you show me? Plenty, Swan says, walking into the large tent. Try and keep up. Let that last lesson soak in a while longer, Swan says. I'll show you more later. Okay, so let's go for another time and we can leave the camp. I'm not gonna rest because we have only 7 days of supplies left, so if I would rest, that would take it down to only 6. God knows how long will it take for us to reach some population or more merchants so that we can theoretically trade. You look at all the food freshly placed in these supply carts. What's all this about? You ask the thief. The clansmen are trying to help as much as possible now, she says. Whenever they can, they'll forage for nuts and berries or fish and hunt. She hands you a piece of fruit. They may not know how to fight, but they can keep us alive by keeping us fed. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. We have just increased our supplies up to 3 days, and I think there is some camp or some town Ahead, a desperate-looking lot of adults and the Varl stand on the shoreline, waving at you. You probably look similar going anywhere with either. They look hungry, but can they be trusted? Toss supplies to them as you pass, but don't stop. Slow the boats and ask their needs. Whew. Let's go with option 1. Your clansmen are glad to share some supplies, a few on the shores beg to join you, but they quickly fall silent, gratefully filling their mouths with food. The Varl remains both motionless and expressionless, quietly watching as you pass. Yeah, I mean, honestly, we just started this, and if you were able to watch the first episode, I mean, we were on the water for a minute, and we already had to land. Shouts from one of the rear longships grabs everyone's attention. The quick construction is proving faulty and the ship is taking on the water fast. With dredge on the bank and all other ships amongst at almost capacity, you consider your options. Bank the longship for repairs, have the clansmen board other ships, dump supplies to make room on other longships, ask shipwrights for advice. If we go for option 1, we are gonna be battling dredge. If we go for option 2, this might hurt us even more because the ships are already at full capacity. Not willing to dump supplies, so we're gonna ask. And if nothing's gonna help, then we're gonna have to bank the ship. We'll need her out of the water, says one. Nonsense, just plug the holes with some cloth and tar for now, says another. As they argue, clansmen begin jumping from the sinking vessel, grabbing for ropes and extended oars. Most make it aboard the other ships, but not all. We have unfortunately lost some people. It was the risk I was willing to take. We're gonna probably camp here because there is a village of some sorts, and this looks like another godstone. Time on the cramped longship is proving too much for the children. They're climbing ropes, interrupting rowers, and constantly leaning over the sides to touch the water. Some Varl and clansmen look annoyed. Remind everyone that this will soon be over. Say nothing. Keep your kids by your side. We're at war until Arbrang. Let's go with this. Some mothers give you irritated glances while a few Varl smile in your direction. Regardless, there is no denying the children are safer by their parents' side. I really hope we're gonna be able to grab some supplies. Oh my god. We are eating through the food super fast. Smoke from a village catches everyone's attention, and the longship begins to slow. I doubt these scraps of wood we're floating on can hold any more. Ivor says, you feel the governor's gaze on you, and he slowly shakes his head. We'll help as many as we can. They might resupply us for our trouble. You want me to turn back on them? Ignore the... You know what? Let's try this. Ivor cocks an eyebrow. And who will resupply them when they realize the trade routes are blocked by dredge? You give him a look and wave the ships to shore. When the ships land, you and few others rush towards the smoke, but the closer you get, the stranger the situation. There's no sound of battle or people panicking to put out fires. Keep going, Bulwark growls. We'll see what the dead are carrying. The Varl's comments defies tradition, but so do many things about him. God damn it, I need to start reading slowlier. Or more slowly, because slowlier doesn't exist. Wow, okay, this episode is gonna be butchered for the English language. Push on to the village and investigate. The barn is the only thing burning. No one is around. Unusual, Adif says. Some kind of a trick? Feels that way. Let's get back to the ships. Not sure, but let's look for supplies while we're here. Maybe that fire trapped someone else. God damn it, I don't know. This might be a trap. Let's go back to the ships. You arrive in time to see a group of armed strangers throwing your people from a ship full of supplies and pushing away from the bank. From behind an arrow-riddled shield, their leader nods to you. You help pull people from the water and find them placed on the remaining crowded ships. Governor Ruga silently God damn it, shut up, dude. I think this is a godstone. I really wish we would be able to grab some supplies, but this foraging is definitely more useful than it ever was in the first game. A large clump of hazelnut trees looks like a good place for clansmen to stretch their legs and gather supplies. Once on land, the children laugh while kicking around leather-wrapped balls of rags. You notice a varl on the edge of the clearing silently staring into the woods. He's watching a lone dredge grunt stalk a squirrel. Might be 100 of them in these woods. The varl whisper is still loud enough to scare the squirrel and alert the grunt. It looks at you and the varl before slowly backing up. Get the entire caravan back on the ships. Kill it before it alerts other dredge. Watch the dredge track it if possible. Back away, leaving the dredge alone. Let's get the entire caravan to the ships. To the ships, you shout. The grunt flees into the woods. Without question, the caravan retreats, quickly loading back onto the boats and pushing out into the river with only a few bags of collected nuts. Everyone watches the shoreline in silence, but no sign of dredge force is spotted. Some complain about running from single dredge, but almost just stay quiet and vigilant. I'm sorry, but I'm not willing to risk it. Maybe we are gonna get a first achievement
Carved
of
rock
the Banner
on a
Saga.
vacant island. Azulai's godstone almost looks lonely.
I really hate when sudden narrations just kick in. It looks like we are offloading from the ships in order to see the godstone. He's even more beautiful than the songs say. Goddamn, she is a hottie. This is one epic godstone. And I do wonder what is in this damn thing. The clansmen and Vorl are admiring the godstone when you notice some are missing. It's Bulwark and his ravens, Aleo says. They look rather upset by my music and all the singing, he shrugs. If they rather hang around that large cart instead of joining us, I won't take it personally. But come closer, let me introduce you to Asili, the god of streaming water. She is the curves of every river, a guide for those of us traveling unfamiliar lands. The scholar runs a finger over small etching in the stone, inscription from all those who were lost but found way back home with her help. Search for something of value. Looks like there's nothing as you return to the pitched camp. Elio pulls you aside. We all have our strengths, and mine is in stories. That may very well benefit us in all these troubled times, he says. We're at least worth a listen. He doesn't sound upset. It's a simple request. That's the first achievement. Okay, so we are capable of talking to Hakon. It's important to keep enough trained fighters available, but keep in mind that fighters consume more supplies than clansmen and are less effective at foraging. Okay, but we have 565 clansmen. We have only 271 fighters, but 208 Varl. God damn. But our morale is super weak, so Let's rest up for a day. Just gonna improve the morale. It's gonna also decrease our supplies, and let's go talk to Hakon. See what the new Varl King has to say. The two Varl look deeply in conversation, but Ivor catches your eye and waves you over. Hakon, so they've all armed themselves and are running from something, but what? Ivor, Hakon's becoming a dredge scholar, trying to understand the motivations of our enemy, Hakon. It's just strange that we've never seen their woman fight until recently. Good thing too, we might have lost the great wars. You think about what you say. What happened back then? Juno says there's a darkness coming. Has anyone ever talked to Dredge? Both Vara look at each other. Hakon, there are rumors that some have tried and been killed in the process. Ivor, a lot of nonsense, sculled tales about the sound of Dredge voice making your skin fall off. Rook, so there's been no communication with the enemy? Is that normal? Hakon, we were too busy killing to worry about the fireside chat. Besides, they only ever make warbling sounds. Ivor, I'd guess if anyone has talked to them, it'll be Volka. But good luck getting them to give you a straight answer. What happened back then? Juno says there's darkness coming. I'll leave you to. But what? Hakon. But what Volkas say and mean aren't always the same. They speak in riddles and prophecy. Ivor, still, it might explain why the dredge are everywhere, like someone kicked an anthill. Maybe whatever's coming hit them first. Hakon. Or maybe it's just a new tactic for a new war. Rook. If they're learned to crack the ground and call a giant serpent Ivor, then we're all dead and just don't know it yet. Okay, let's go with this. Hakon, a great deal of killing on both sides. Imagine waking up to dredge attacks every night. Hakon, back then the sun actually set. You'd wake up to a sound and see nothing but glowing eyes around you. Ingvar probably told you we never got close to pushing them back to the depths they call home. Rook, actually, Ivor has never said much about the past. Oh, says Hakon. Ivor says nothing, just hold Hakon's stare. Well, he's probably got more stories than you could hear in your short lifetime. Okay, let's leave the two alone. Ivor, you should know the clansmen have been talking about us killing women and children, dredge or not. It's still not sitting well with everyone, which is probably the way it should be. Hakon, I say if it's us or them, we make sure we're still standing. Hakon words weighed on you, but there's nothing more to say. The number of clansmen and fighters shows are here. Yeah, it's important to keep enough trained fighters available. Speak to Swen in the training tent to start training some of your clansmen into battle-ready fighters. Well, come on in and let's have a look at you, Swen the trainer says. We need the protection. Swen blows out at his air through flapping lips, and let's get it done. How many you want fighting for you? Can you train 200? 100 new fighters will do fine. 50 should do. Let's go with 100. We get enough food and water to last us a day and a half, Swan asked. That's what it'll take for me to break them from running at first sight of trouble. Make it happen. Consider it done. Swan whistles through his missing teeth. So we have changed the overall stats of our camp. or our caravan, should I say. Let's take a look at the stats of our injuries. Okay, so Krumer has only one more day of being injured, so we can leave. Let's head out. I do wonder why did we had to get off the vessels in order to visit the Godstone, and now we are back on the ships. The river suddenly gets rough and the water is moving much faster. Rowers try their best to avoid rocks, but the longships weren't built for such maneuvers. Each impact is jarring. The ships rock, and few oars snap between stones and each other, but remarkably the fleet survives with only minor damage. As the river calms, several parents thank you for reminding them to keep their children close. Okay. Yeah, that's the beauty of this game. One decision might turn out well, but other decision might bite me in the tissue later down the path. The sheer cliffs and boulders through waters of the southern bank dictate the longship's course. The droning sounds of the dredge accent their quicker pace as they follow your ships along the northern bank. Dust and mist make it hard to see ahead. A hissing rumbling noise grows all around. Waterfall, shouts one sharp-eyed Nid from the bow of her longship. Oars instantly reverse and you nearly lose your balance. God damn, that's a big ass waterfall. Okay, I cannot do anything. The roar of the approaching waterfall clouds your thoughts, while all the clansmen you picked up keep the ships from being nimble. Nid's warning allows time to react. It's a struggle, but no longships are swept over the waterfall. The remaining ship's rowers pull hard, heading for the dredge line northern bank. In their haste, the vessels smash against sharp split rocks as they push towards the shore. Some fighters are thrown from the boats, sinking in mud under the weight of their armor. Damn. The longships are too spread out to command a unified landing. Amid the chaos, you look at those nearby. Grace, a stout warrior, and few others like him look ready to rush the dredge. Bolverk and his company are close to you, hauling their sealed cart of the ship. You consider your option. Cover the battlefield with arrows, Adif. We could use some help from Ravens, Bolverk. Gris, make an opening in their ranks. Charge. Charging is definitely not the best option. Now, you're gonna kill me probably, but I have no idea who this is. So let's go with the arrows. I'll do what I can, she says, grabbing a couple more quivers. Adif nimbly climbs some rocks for an advantage point. Using the cover, she begins spinning down dredge. And let's see, who do we want to take along with me to the battlefield? We're gonna take Nid because we should have some archers. Luckily enough for us, Rook can still support that role. I would definitely like to take the two Varl here because they are of a lower level. Theoretically, we can go with 3 Varl. And Hogan and Mogan are awesome because they can deal a lot of damage. If I were to promote you, please don't make me regret it later on. No, I don't want to quit the game. Can we promote Rook? 13 points. Choose second ability. Call to arms. The peal of Rook's warhorn rallies the heroes and calls them to pillage. During pillage, there are no more guaranteed turns. Killing an enemy gives the hero 2 turns in a row, but the same holds true for the enemy. This calls for wisdom in timing. I cannot choose a different ability, Privy. So I'm gonna hold on to promoting him for now. Let's see how we manage to deal with the enemy with this composition. I really hope I won't get killed completely and totally mess up the landing. Holy shish kebab. That's a lot of freaking dredge. I'll cover you from here. Okay, so now I kind of understand why we try to ask the Ravens for assist. So we are actually going against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one is ranged attacker. They have 2 of the melee combatants here. Both of these can call in for support with the sword. That's a stupid amount of dredge. So we will see. Rain of arrows damages or stuns the enemies. So I'm guessing that might be something that the thief might be responsible for. Let us rest here so that we are gonna be able to build up some of that willpower. Fortunately, that did hurt our party here. Watch your flank. God damn it, what the hell is that? That looks spooky as hell. So we actually are not choosing where she is using the rain of arrows. Seriously, can we switch this position? Okay, we're gonna move you forward, and you, my dear friend, are gonna dish out some serious damage. And I am totally freaked out by what the heck is this damn thing. But we can kill it in one hit, so at least something. Is it gonna attack the dredge too or not? That's my question. I'm gonna kill this thing for taking... Holy fudge, that's a new thing. I have not seen that type of dredge before. These things are annoying as hell. Honestly. Yeah, unfortunately, Rook is unable to attack anything. Let's try taking down more points of this weird looking thingy. Skulker. Oh, this is definitely new enemy. Great. Another damage to our already injured Varl. Okay, so this is his turn. So this guy will go much later. So Rook should be theoretically capable of doing some form of damage. So let's try to move you over there. This is gonna hurt. Yeah. really hope that the thief is gonna do something useful here. One of our Varl is almost dead. We're gonna use up 3 will points here. We're gonna try to use the Impale, which might deal some damage to the dredge. Really hope that these things will be able to attack the enemy or I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna move Rook over here so that he can theoretically try to dish out some damage. 18 points of strength. If this guy hits Mr. T, he might die. Let's go and reduce 7 points of strength on the big dredge. I don't even know where that arrow is supposed to hit. Take down some of your armor. These things are at least moving fairly slowly, creepy as they are. What the hell was that? Why was it able to go twice? Okay, that's 9 points of strength reduced. Okay, beautiful. A thief has helped me out here at least. Ooh, we're gonna try to reduce the strength on the big dredge, honestly. Can you try and using Impale yet again? I'm not really sure if Impale has the same effect on the dredge as it has on the human enemies. Okay, damn it, so we are completely almost out of... You can kill him. We are definitely getting surrounded in here. This dredge has fallen. We're gonna move forward to try and attack the enemy. Let's try attacking this weird looking crawly creepy thingy. It's really freaking me out. Unfortunately, this thing is still out of reach. And I want to be careful on how to approach it because we were able to see how it attacks. So it basically dishes out damage to the area in front of it. Wow, 18 points of armor. That's a stupid amount of armor. Can you move a little back? God damn it, this is what I hated in the first game too. Sometimes it's just impossible for you to find the target you are looking for. Yeah. I'm not sure if these rocks will also explode upon impact. Not able to do too much damage to the armor using only sword. I really wish the Varl would have like a freaking axe or something better. Yeah, I was kind of afraid that that's gonna happen. But we're not gonna be using the Impale because it's not doing as much damage to the enemy. I do wonder how the outcome would be different. Let's reduce the armor even more because 11 points of armor, that's just a stupid amount of it. He is retreating. Let's try to attack this creepy crawly thingy. It's actually moving away from the archer, but I'm afraid that the big dredge would try and come in and kill the archer, and I'm not sure if the arrow is gonna actually hurt the Varl, because I have moved where the arrow is kind of pointed. If I go here and I try to attack the ranged dredge, yeah, I have accidentally injured my own unit. Thank you, Adif. And we are able to take out the big guy finally. And I think that has caused the enemy to be defeated. So Grace was unfortunately the one who has been injured, I think. Or Bercy. Both of them are actually injured. 10 points of renown. Rook, Hakon works his way through frantic landsmen on his way to you. Hakon, you made some tough calls on that river. If those ships had been loaded down with more people, no telling how many we'd have lost. Thanks, too bad the landing was so rough. Hakon squints into the distance. Their next attack is coming, and this time they'll come in force. What do they want? Dan, this is it. I've led everyone to dead end. Any chance of fighting through them? Let's go with this. They seem keen on our supplies, but that can't be it, can it? That wasn't their reason for attacking us at Borgsgard. Juno and Avon approach. They may be a way out of this situation, a gamble to be sure, but we believe it's our only chance. Hakon, gods, it's bad when a Volca option is the only option. Avon, worse than that, I can't promise everyone will make it. Juno gives Avon a look. Rook, just tell me your plan. Avon grins. With Juno's help, I think I can get us across the chasm, but it won't be easy for me or the caravan. Juno, I need to help Avon and calm these people so they are ready to march when he is ready. You need to keep this area clear of dredge at all costs. The sound of a war horn cuts her off, and everyone turns to look. The dredge assault begins. Rook, Hakon, you know what to do. It looks like the force you trained is roughly the size of the enemies. This could be either way, but a victory here will protect most of your clansmen. Juno and Avon move to their cliff's edge. Hakon surveying the battlefield says, some supply barrels could make a few barricades for defense. Otherwise, it'll be straightforward assault. You consider what to do. Sacrifice. Let's go with some barricades. Men and Varl begin moving barrels full of food and gear ahead of the fighters. By the look at the way of your confirmation, you realize these supplies will be ruined in the fight. Nod to them and continue. Okay, so we definitely need to remove the 2 injured Varl, and in their place, we're gonna try to take on someone else. So I'm not really sure if I want to go with Morg, but I should go. It's actually impressive that he is not injured despite taking a lot of damage through the engagement as it was. Should we try and taking a Deef? She is also extremely useful as an archer. Not really sure who we'll be facing against. So we have some front line, but Trigvi is kind of a iffy situation for me. So let's see if this composition will work, and if not, well, maybe I will be able to replay a part of this game. Who knows? Who knows? I'm really hoping that thanks to the barricades, we're gonna be able to station our archers so that they can reach the enemy and potentially hit them. Wow, this is like way at the edge of the chasm. Okay, let's see the overall stats. So here we see an ongoing battle. We are going against two big dredge. This one can call in reinforcements. There are two ranged attackers too. So we need to definitely keep someone who's gonna be able to deal with the ranged attackers as well. Actually thinking, let's do it like this. This way, the two should be theoretically capable of holding out this section, and the rest should be able to clear out the rest over here. And if so, they might be capable of moving through here in order to stay behind the barrels with supplies to protect themselves. Let's rest up. The enemy will move forward. Fortunately, the attack is going at the archer. We're gonna try to make the enemy retreat a little bit here. We're gonna move our Varl in front of Rook. Medivh is the second one who is taking some serious damage here. Gonna rest here. Okay. We can do the same thing, and a bit more effectively. Looks like more dredge are running down the hills. We must keep the dredge away. Yep, okay, Juno. And I think that this son of a beeswax just skipped a turn. Let's see if we can reduce the strength on the ranged dredge. God damn it, Rook. Why aren't you in range? Let's remove 5 points of armor. This way, if our Varl will have his turn, should be capable of dealing some serious damage. Wow, this is some freaky stuff. Concentrate, Avon. You're doing it. Okay, no, you're not moving. You are gonna actually try to attack the ranged dredge. Therefore, he's gonna or she's gonna retreat. God damn it, how many of them are there? Okay. Exactly what I was afraid of. Because our strength has been so dramatically reduced, we are not even dealing that much damage anymore. Gonna move over here to try and attack the dredge. Remove half of his armor so that when Mork will go, we'll be able to dish out some serious freaking punishment. Leaving only 2 strength points to that dredge warrior. Almost, but we still need more time. And why do I feel like more dredge will come down? We're gonna move you here. Hopefully I won't regret it. Please kill the big dredge. Beautiful. Yeah, they're gonna start throwing the explosive stones, so we definitely need to ditch that position, or that's gonna not end well for me. 2 points of strength, that's almost a dead dredge. Oh man, we're gonna have to move the hell away. 3 of our party members can still get some serious damage here from the explosion. Okay, that's not what I was hoping to see. Let's try impaling this dredge. We're gonna still try to run away from the explosion. That's gonna definitely damage the barricade. I'm quite sure of that. That should work if we are clear something. Sometimes the text just disappears way too fast. I'm gonna move here. We're gonna bring the pain. That was some serious pain. Still need to move you away or this is gonna be even more pain. Thinking actually moving here. This way we should be clear of the explosion. But those two are clearly not getting enough support. We're gonna start to move some forces over to that side as well, because most of the enemy has somehow concentrated themselves over at that side of the map. Let's try to leave this dredge with only 1 point of strength. This is not good. This is definitely not good. Can you use your impale ability? This way he should be kicked into him. Maybe that will hurt him even more. Oh man. 1 point of strength. Yeah, that's not good. Fortunately, due to the extreme high concentration of the enemy, super easy for them to kill my Varl. There's like 5 enemy dredge concentrated all at the same place. We will need to move our spearmen away. 5 points of damage to the dredge, I'll take it. If you move in close enough, you should be able to kill off this guy or lady, whatever. You're gonna have to move here. Let's see if by having this you can impale. So these should theoretically damage the dredge over here, but not our 2 archers. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. He's getting surrounded, so that's not gonna be good. Try to take down this dredge. We're gonna have some injuries in this engagement. I can tell you that for sure. Oh, 5 points. Let's go. They're so nicely grouped. I would kill for some form of their weapon where those rocks explode on the ground. I mean, that would do so much damage here, it's not even funny. It's another dredge down. Fortunately, so is Tempest. Let's go see what will happen. Beautiful attack. Definitely did help. It sucks that she cannot attack him. That would be definitely a kill. Oh, let's try to take it down to 1 point of strength. That way, damn it, he deflected or she deflected. Oh no, you won't. Leave a thief alone. What are the chances you can use Tempest once more? Damn it, I really hoped it would have worked. We're gonna have so many injured warriors, it's gonna take such a long time to recover them. I really hope that, because also this thing is moving towards Juno and Avent, it won't count as a defeat. The foe's lying dead, blah blah blah, I wasn't able to read. Ah, man. Clansman lost 55 and more losses. 20 points of renown. Unfortunately, Nid and the rest of the party, Morg, is injured or are injured. So this is gonna take at least 3 to 4 days potentially for them to fully recover. Wow, 32 points of renown. Juno walks onto the floating land, cradling a kid goat in one arm. She looks strained, but beckons to the families to follow. You shout for everyone to start moving, but the fighters and clansmen alike remain motionless. Large chunks of earth bobbing in mid-air like ships at sea has everyone unsettled. Finally, Ivor takes the reins of a yacht loaded with a supply cart and walks out onto the first floating stone. It supports the load without issue. We got this way or the dredge kill us all. His words are punctuated by slinger stones thudding into the ground only feet away. Men pick up their children and start running. The caravan animals squawk and bleat in the frenzy. Varl push through the crowd while others fight to follow in their wake. The frightened mob tramples a few and knocks a couple more from the ledge before everyone is strangely pacified. Even you feel a sense of calm settle your nerve. Okay. The wounded and elderly struggle to make it onto the floating rocks, while fear on the bridge paralyzes the legs of others. The dredge give chase, crossing onto the bridge without hesitation. Charge into the dredge. Ask Varl to carry those struggling. Shout at Avon to drop the back of the bridge. It's not easy to mouth the words, but there are just too many dredge. While Avon seems unresponsive, Juno nods to you. Damn it, I have lost some people. You watch as the floating stone nearest the land tremble and draw back into the chasm, taking all these standing there with them. The sight is terrifying, but you turn and urge the others to keep moving forward. What? So there's no animation for... Why are these mountains falling apart? God damn it. Okay, now they are falling. I never thought I lived to see some... Me neither, man. I mean, this is some heavy stuff. Would it be too much to ask for scavenging for supplies? Avon is growing visibly weaker. Meanwhile, many in the caravan are stunned by witnessing family members fall to their deaths. The effect is spreading. Everyone look forward, move, rip a weaving man away from the falling edge. Ask Avon how you can help him. Run to the back and push people forward. Rip a weaving man from the edge. You grab a man by the tunic who's reaching out to his fallen wife, violently jerking him off a crumbling rock. Keep going, you shout at him. Morale has been improved. Your action and authority seems to jar others from their hopelessness, and the caravan begins moving steadily forward. And I'm not sure if you can hear this weird noise in the background, but it's disturbing to me as well. So hopefully we're gonna make it across the chasm soon. Seriously, why can't we make it this way to the destination? The stones behind the caravan are falling faster than the rising ones in front. The rear clansmen are pushing forward in a panic. Bulwark shouts, "Knock some of these people over the edge before we all go down." People gasp and flee from him. "We are carrying too much," Ivor says. "We've got to get rid of something before the mender drops us all into the depths." You look around and see only people, food, and the massive cart that the ravens are hauling. Only two of those are an option. Let's go with this. The ones closest to the supplies look at you, bewildered. "We won't need food if we don't make it across," you shout slowly. A couple of carts are unhinged and shoved over the edge. Evan's relief is almost instant and the bridge extends, giving everyone more room to move. I think the cart is somehow important for the story, so we're gonna hold on to this. Are you trying to tell me there is a town at the edge? These people will be so freaked out by what is happening here. Just a bit further, Event. Wow, these mountains are falling more and more apart. There is a house down here. Who would want to have a house down here? This looks like some form of a ruin. Even scream chills you in the echoes of the cliffs of mere 100 yards away. Again, the bridge shakes but stays together. When Juno looks at you, her lips are trembling. "This is killing him," she says, "and I won't let that happen." Her tone is dark and cold. "What's the alternative?" "This was your plan. What's the alternative?" She says nothing but looks forward the rear of the caravan. Governor Ruda and many others from Borgsgard are back there. Not to silently approve dropping the rear of the caravan. "You told me the clansmen are important. Avon must try." Honestly, in the first Banner Saga, we were so horribly betrayed that I'm actually considering dropping them, but Avon must try. "There's no time for me to explain," Juno says. The Volca returns to Avon's side and soon screams erupt from behind you. You turn in time to see people falling away and Rudolph pulled to safety by one of his guards. As the rear of the caravan pushes forward in fear, Governor glances at you with suspicion. Maybe I should have dropped him. Yeah, this place is completely ruined. We are probably super crazy low on supplies. Watch your
step. It's hard to believe we made it across that chasm. Now we find what's left of Ormsdaler, once a great trade town at the fork of the Ormsa River. How many lives must have been lost here?
Looks like few buildings might have made it. Whatever caused that chasm completely destroyed this place. From the massive Vorl to the youngest human children, everyone is sapped from crossing the chasm. Tents are loosely strung up and gear is thrown on the ground as everyone falls asleep. You manage to post few guards out of habit before sinking down against a crate, wrapping your cloak around you and closing your eyes. Your chest aches as if from a wasp sting, feeling around for the cause of it. You look down between your leathery gray fingers running over a redstone breastplate. Gasping, you open your eyes to find your cloak still wrapped around you, no stone armor underneath. The caravan is still asleep, snoring more prevalent than usual. You're able to drift off for a bit more rest before facing the task of the new day. And this is where we're gonna finish off the episode. Unfortunately, we have 0 days of supplies, so maybe some of the choices which I tried to go with were not the right ones. So maybe on the next episode, I might try to go back and maybe try to replay some of the chasm parts, or maybe I will just continue and see what will happen. Unfortunately, our morale is weak at this point. We have 0 supplies. I'm not sure what can be found in the ruins, but we will see. Anyhow, if you did enjoy the episode, consider checking out the channel too. I was able to cover the Banner Saga, the first game, and eventually I will try to cover even the third title, but it's gonna take me a while to get there. I publish videos on a weekly basis, so you will have always something fun to watch if you will consider subscribing to the channel. Also, make sure to hit the notifications. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. If you have played all 3 games, please, for the love of God, don't put down any spoilers. Don't do that, okay? And yeah, that will be it for this episode. I will see you at the next one, or in the comments, like I said. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.